Coming out as trans in the early 2000s was a very difficult time. It wasn't really spoken about, and I was subjected to a lot of abuse. I was even declothed and my wig was taken off of me and shown that this is who I am and I should stay this way. I went through many years of battling mental health and overcoming adversity to now be in university, winning awards for the Prince's Trust. And now I'm really getting on with my life. It does get better. You will find your voice again and you will never lose your fight. It gets better.
So I was part of a conservative church that was not particularly supportive of LGBT plus people. And I started to acknowledge that I was not just attracted to people of the opposite sex. I started to identify as being bi, and the teaching that I was hearing was not particularly supportive of that. So I felt like I was really having to deny a significant part of who I was. In fact, so much so that I left that church and suffered with some quite significant mental health challenges for a little while afterwards. But now things are a lot better. So I am now working for an organisation where I feel I can truly be myself. I've got lots of really supportive colleagues and friends, and I'm actually about to take up the mantle of chair of our LGBT plus network. So things have got significantly better, and I can just tell you that it really does get better.
When I was growing up, depression and anxiety, it was all there. And I remember being told LGBT people are more likely to suffer from mental health conditions, as if to say that by our nature that we're going to be depressed. That's nonsense. Look at any LGBT role model, look at Graham Norton, look at Queer Eye, look at RuPaul. Do you think that any of us are miserable by default? It's nonsense. The way we get treated and the way we get rejected or can be rejected hurts. And the way that we don't see ourselves represented in the mainstream as much as cis and straight people do, it's really hard. And it's hard to grow up not seeing ourselves as successful, happy parts of society. But that changes because you become a successful and happy part of society. And I think it's my responsibility and the responsibility of others to show ourselves, to show other people, to show young people that that's who we are. I'm in this wonderful place now where I'm embraced for my whole self at work. I work for the Prince's Trust, this amazing organisation that does amazing things. And it's not about my identity as a gay man, but that's embraced. And I was a founding member of Pulse, our LGBT network, that's done amazing things, taken the Prince's Trust to Pride for the first time, painted the Prince's Trust logo with rainbow colours for the first time, and I'm so happy about that, and I'm so happy that we can provide more positive role models through things like this for young people. I promise you, your best years are ahead of you, and it does get better.
27 years ago this week, my father died, and to my great regret, I never discussed my sexuality with him. I was working in a big bank at the time, in financial services, and it wasn't the sort of thing you discussed in the workplace either. This was about when I was in my early 30s, and since then I think the whole environment has got a lot easier. I have no secrets from my colleagues or from my family, and I think you need to be ready to tell your story at a time of your own choosing. My life has taken a number of turns since then, and I've ended up as chairman of the Prince's Trust, which is a really enjoyable and challenging role. I also work as chairman of a number of different companies. I'm very involved in the arts, and let me tell you that it gets better.